Okay, good morning, everyone. Today is the 30th of May, 2021, and today we have a wonderful guest speaker from Spain, Dr. Marisa Pérez Cañado. Thank you so much, Marisa, for giving us part of your beautiful time. And we also have some teachers from Ecuador, like Luis Bermudez, hello, Gloria Tello, and Miriam Tutiven. And also from Canada, Raj. Then we will have more guests who will join us, and I don't know how many people in Facebook Live. So as usual, please let me share my screen to share some information with you. Luis, could you help me with this quote, please?
Let us be grateful to the people who make us happy. They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom. Marcel Proust.
Yeah, do you have any opinion about this? Let us be grateful to the people who make us happy.
Yes, of course. I mean, they are not only the flowers in our garden, they are also the sun in our lives.
Great.
I mean, those are the people that they are the bread for the butter for our bread. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so the butter for our bread, the marmalade.
There are so many things special
Thank you so much, yes. Liz. Raj, please help us with the other one.
There are friends, there is family, and then there are friends that become family. I think this speaks to me because as students and teachers, we are a family, you know, and they are so much a part of who we are. So I appreciate this quote very much. Did you make this one, Jaime?
Sorry, of course, Raj.
Yes, of course you did.
And the next one is for you, Marisa Perez. Could you please help us, Marisa?
A true friend is someone who thinks that you're a good egg, even though he knows that you're slightly cracked.
That's nice.
Wonderful, right?
How beautiful. It's like so that. True.
How many of us are cracked? Slightly.
Jaime, that's where the light gets in, right?
Right.
Beautiful.
Right. If you're not cracked, you're not alive. Okay, who is coming soon, Marisa, to present? Mónica Rodriguez from Argentina. We will have Edison Santa Cruz from Ecuador. And then we will have Monica Mulholland from Argentina too. Thomas Collins from England, and he will be talking on July the 4th, the Independence Day of the USA. And this is a beautiful, beautiful round table we are going to have July the 11th, one day after my birthday. And we will have a round table, the new generation of English language teachers. So maybe, Marisa, you could get a student who's studying to become an English teacher in Spain and be part of our round table. We will have a university student from Argentina, Bolivia, Colombia, Costa Rica, Ecuador, Guatemala, Mexico, Peru, and maybe Spain.
Wonderful, okay. Definitely.
Yeah. Also, the last one will be Grazia Trantini from Italy. She will be talking on July the 18th. Okay, what can I say about Marisa? I met you in Anupi 2013, beautiful Huatulco. I didn't know you were the teacher, the professor, but I was impressed by your personality. So thank you so much, Marisa, for your friendship and everything else that you have shared with me. And then we got together in Granada, in Spain. It was beautiful. Thanks to you, I could travel and present in Granada and I met your wonderful parents. And then you were in Peru, 2019, in our beautiful university. And let me say a few words about Marisa. Let me see if my telephone works. It says, Dr. María Luisa Pérez Cañado is full professor at the Department of English Philology of the University of Jáen, Spain, where she's also Rector's Delegate for European Universities and Language Policy. Her research interests are in applied linguistics, bilingual education, and new technologies in language teaching. Her work has appeared in over 100 scholarly journals and edited volumes, and she's also author or editor of 15 books on the interface of second language acquisition and second language teaching, an editor or member of the editorial board of 18 international journals. María Luisa, that's your name, right? María Luisa has given more than 150 lectures and talks in Belgium, Poland, Germany, Portugal, Ireland, England, Mexico, Brazil, Peru, China, the United States, and all over Spain. She's currently coordinating the first intercollegiate, how do you pronounce that?
Intercollegiate.
Intercollegiate MA degree on bilingual education and CLIL in Spain, as well for European, national, and regional projects on the attention to diversity in CLIL. She has also been granted the Ben Massey Award for the quality of her scholarly contributions regarding issues that make a difference in higher education. So welcome, dear Marisa. Thank you so much. The most important title and certificate you have is that you are a wonderful, great human being. So thank you so much for your time with us. So let's give a warm round of applause. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jaime. I don't think anyone has ever introduced me more beautifully. Thank you so very much.
Well, you deserve it. You deserve it.
And a huge thank you to my admired Professor Ankajima for the invitation. I feel privileged to be able to be sharing this session with you all. And thank you especially for bringing us together, Jaime, and for allowing us to stay connected through these wonderful initiatives, especially in such difficult times. And I'm delighted to meet you all and to be able to share this session with you, where I'm going to share my screen so that we can look at the agenda for today. Right.
There is an agenda.
There is an agenda. The agenda is to try and update our language competence a little bit, according to all these latest trends in English language teaching, which normally come to us in the form of acronyms like CLIL and ELF, and also Real English. So today we're going to focus on ourselves, the teacher, which according to the latest research is the single most important variable in guaranteeing the success of any program, right? So success ultimately relies on our commitment and our motivation more than on any other variable that comes into play in language programs like the ones that you have on screen, right? So we proudly take center stage. And this is actually a challenge because we need to master the language, be experts in the contest, be well-versed in the latest student-centered methodologies, collaborate with our colleagues to a greater extent, all the while maintaining high levels of commitment and motivation. So it's no mean feat, right? It's quite a tall order. And sometimes we feel like, you know, we're trying to climb up a mountain, you know, on our hands and knees, right? Now, out of all these, sorry, I'm admitting people as I speak, okay? Now,
don't worry, I'll do it, Marisa,
okay,
don't worry.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jaime, thank you. Out of all these aspects that I've mentioned, today, we're gonna focus specifically on this one, the foreign language, or foreign language level, yeah? Because, you know, when I came back to Spain, because I studied at American schools in Northern Europe and in the States since I was 4. And when I came back to Spain after university, here in our country, the standard, the English we were supposed to speak was British English, right? What we call RP, received pronunciation, BBC English, Queen's English. I felt really out of place because I'm American through and through, right? But luckily, the times, as Bob Dylan would say, they are a-changin', right? And this is no longer the case, right? Now, the new trends in English language teaching point to 2 key acronyms that I'd like to share with you today, CLIL and ELF. Have you heard about them? Do they ring a bell? Yeah.
CLIL we have.
Perfect. Now, CLIL.
ELF is new.
Yeah, CLIL stands, as you know, for Content and Language Integrated Learning. En español es AICLE, ¿no? El aprendizaje integrado de contenido y lengua extranjera. And it's been considered to be the most important innovation in language teaching in the last 25 years, right? It's largely held to be the European approach to bilingual education. Like in Canada, you have immersion. In the States, you have content-based instruction or dual language programs. And in Europe, and also now increasingly in Latin America and in Asia, we have CLIL, which basically involves teaching content subjects like history or physical education or science in English so that we maximize meaningful communicative exposure to the language, while concomitantly also maintaining a focus on form. And according to CLIL, our students, the goal is not for our students to be perfectly bilingual, right? Because there are parents who see like a plaque on our bilingual schools that says Centro Bilingüe. So they say, my child is going to speak English and Spanish in exactly the same way. Not true. What we want is simply for our students to have a functional language competence, to be able to get by and work and study successfully abroad. That's it. Which, of course, impinges on our linguistic command. We no longer need to be native speakers of the language, right? And this has to do with the fact that in bilingual education in Europe, we don't target a native-like proficiency, but a functional, partial language competence, which ties in beautifully with the second acronym I mentioned, ELF, which stands for English as a Lingua Franca. Now, this acronym, as Jaime was saying, you're not as familiar with, perhaps, but it's acquiring great popularity in the ELT scenario because of the increased ownership of English by non-native speakers. There are now more non-native speakers of English than native speakers. So we have a say in the way the language evolves, in the way it is being shaped. And in fact, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Common European Framework of Reference, with the levels, the B1, B2, C1, C2. In the latest companion volume, which came out in 2018, they no longer speak of native speakers. Now they speak of speakers of the target language, right? So there's been a shift, largely thanks to ELF, to English as a lingua franca. So our goal is no longer to sound like Brad Pitt. Okay, I mentioned Brad Pitt because I was a visiting professor in Brazil for a month. And one of the students I had there said, Marisa, I'm here to learn English because I want to sound like Brad Pitt. Okay, and I thought, okay, ambitious goal. Good luck with that. Okay, that's not our goal. We don't want to produce perfect native speakers. No, no, no. Our goal is now more realistic. We want to sound not like Brad Pitt, but more like Sergio Ramos. Do you guys know who Sergio Ramos is? Are there any soccer fans here? I'm a huge, great, Luis, good to know. I'm a huge Real Madrid fan. And Sergio Ramos is our captain. So, Jaime, there's someone waiting to enter.
Yeah.
And so, you know, Sergio Ramos is from Andalusia, which is in the south of Spain, where I'm from. And he speaks English with an Andalusian accent. But hey, we can understand the guy. Okay, so that's our objective. Yeah. So we don't want accent snobbery. We don't want people saying, no, you have to speak with a BBC English. No, 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 no. What we want is to feel proud of our accent because it reflects our culture and our background and our personality, and it makes us unique, provided, of course, that we are understandable, okay? That's very important.
It is part of our identity, Marisa.
Exactly. And this is what CLIL and ELF defend, right? These are the latest trends in ELT. Now, this being said, it is true that although we don't want to sound like native speakers when we, you know, in terms of our accent, we should be updated with the latest vocabulary, in the language. We need to be, we're English teachers, right? So we need to be updated and familiar with all the latest changes in the language because every language changes, right? But this is especially the case of English, precisely because of its lingua franca status. And these changes particularly affect the lexicon, the vocabulary, right? idiomatic expressions that are constantly popping up without us even realizing it. So as language teachers, it's incumbent upon us. It is our responsibility to be up to date with the latest goings on in the Lexis, yeah? And our latest projects here in Spain, like the ones that you have on screen, have found that language teachers, well, and especially CLIL teachers, they master what we call the CALP, yeah? The specific academic language. Like if they're gonna teach science in English, they know the parts of the flower. But paradoxically, they don't master the BICS, the basic interpersonal communication skills. That is the language that teachers need to interact with students in class, to tell them to be quiet, to tell them to open their textbooks, to work in groups, to scold them, whatever. And we find here in Spain that this language, you tell me, also, I'll ask you later if this is also the case in your countries, we find the language that teachers use in the classroom very obsolete. It's kind of old-fashioned, like textbookish, like 19th century-ish, like here in Spain. Let me give you examples. To say something like, muy bien, right? They'll say very good, and that's it. Or to scold students, stop it. Or to tell them to be quiet. Do you want to shut up? Which is a direct translation from ¿Queréis callaros? Right? So we need to upgrade that language, okay? And we've been trying to do that through projects, through courses, through Twitter, where I tweet a real English expression every day, through books, right? Which include activities to be able to carry out these kind of real English expressions. And that is precisely what I would like to share with you today, right? The whole concept of real English, which is in line with CLIL and with ELF. And I would like to do so by addressing 4 main WH questions. First, I'd like to share with you what I mean by real English. I'll then try and convince you of why it's important for us to learn it, and especially for non-native speakers of the language. And then we'll pool our insights into how we can keep up to date with it. And then we'll practice a little bit through hands-on practical activities, okay? While I'm explaining, I mean, in the activities, I'll turn it over to you, but while I'm explaining, you go right ahead and jump in and ask a question or give your opinion or make a comment anywhere you like, okay? Yeah? You ready? Yeah? Okay, awesome then. Let's turn to the very first question. What do I mean by real English, which is really important, especially in our context? Well, I mean single words, but especially chunks, that is multi-word items of up to 8 words, which are currently employed, especially in oral English, okay, conversational English by native speakers. So they're colloquial in use, they're updated, they're very relevant, and they enhance our fluency, yeah, because if we pull them out, it'll be like an entire sentence. So this maximizes our fluency. And they have an important pragmatic function in our classroom because they allow us to carry out key functions, right? I think you'll understand better what I mean if I give you examples. For example, what do you teach in your countries, right, in your context, to respond to something as basic as, how are you? And real English works in general outside the classroom, and then also inside the classroom. Let's begin with outside the classroom. So to respond to how are you, what do you normally teach in Ecuador or in Peru? What would you say?
Well, incredibly, in the new books, they teach what's up, howdy. Really, some of them, they present that as the new formal English.
Yeah, excellent.
Right from the very first unit. I don't know about Ecuador.
Well, the ones we use at the university level, they are very standard. We still have the usual forms like how are you, how do you do, that kind of stuff. But I don't know what is happening in high schools, for example, which is where all these things begin, really. Because private education and government education, they tend to be different, you know what I mean? And government education they use much more standard books, but private education, they usually go for the new trends. So I think that this question we should ask Miriam, for example, Miriam Tutiven, she's in Colegio Politécnico, and I don't know, maybe they are doing that. I don't know. She's there. Maybe you should ask her.
Yeah, it's difficult for me to answer because, like we said, I'm not the public school system. I teach in a private school, yes. But yes, when you talk about going to an English academy, we begin with "How are you?" and "I'm fine, thank you." But our kids are so are exposed to different programs that sometimes they learn that other answers, like "I'm okay," "I'm okay," and "How about you?" They do learn that, and in some of the books they do have that.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. You know, I think you guys are like way ahead of us. Like over here, we're still teaching like, I am very well, thank you. How about you? Right? Whereas in
I'm
real
okay.
English,
I'm okay.
there you go. Or I would just say, I'm good. How are you? You know, that's it. That's all we need. Yeah. But it's not what we're teaching. I'm happy to see this is the case, right? And like, for example, in mediums context, wonderful. Or to say muchas gracias, like here in Spain, you will hear a lot of thanks a lot, okay? Which is fine. But, you know, sometimes, you know, we can even say, yeah, thanks a lot. You've been so helpful, right? Ironically, like, I think it's way more natural, way more real to say, thanks so much, right? Thank you so much. Or how about, oh, this is one of my personal favorites, to say de nada. What would you teach? What would you tell your students to say?
You're welcome.
Any other options?
Can I say something about, then comes the issue, does that welcome have a D or no D? Have you heard of that? Yesterday we had that question in a group and it was confusing. You're welcome. Yep. Yes, that's what we use here.
Yeah.
If it's a
Well,
British English book, maybe not at all.
oh my
Not at
God,
all.
that's exactly it. Luis, isn't that awful? Not at all. That's what we would
Not at
teach here in
all.
Spain. You never ever say that. You know, it's like, and in fact, you know what? A recent article said that we're not even saying you're welcome as much anymore. Now people are saying, no problem, sure thing, absolutely.
No worries.
Anytime, you bet. Or simply the sound, with like an upward intonation. That's all we need. Apparently, you know why this article says that this is largely thanks to the Disney movie Vaiana. I don't know if you've seen it, where the meme character had a song and was always saying, you're welcome, because it's as if you say you're welcome, it's as if you're saying, yeah, I deserve to be thanked, right? So saying, no problem, sure thing, sort of tones it down a little bit. Yeah? So things are changing, yeah? And this is precisely what happens if we take a look at real English over time. We see just how fast, how quickly it changes. To say something like genial, in the 50s, if you watch a Cary Grant movie, you'd probably hear swell. In the 80s, when I was studying at the American School of The Hague, we were all going around saying rad. Oh my God, that's so rad, from radical. In the 90s, Hugh Grant popularized excellent in British English. And now kids are saying awesome, or even more than awesome, that is sick, that is dope. If something is sick, it's really cool. In fact, my nieces, who are my source of real English, tell me, Tita, you're not even saying that anymore. Now we're saying that's so lit, right? If something is lit, it's really cool. In fact, a lituation is a really awesome situation, right? So it changes really, really fast, yeah? Or to express strong disagreement, this is a true story. When I was teaching Inglés Instrumental at my university, I had a textbook that said, to express strong disagreement, you must say, oh no, not for all the tea in China. You know, I told my students, oh my God, you guys, you grab a pen, you scratch that out, because nobody says that, right? Say something like, no way, not gonna happen. Or to give advice, my textbooks will say, you should. If I were you, I would. Have you thought about the possibility of? Whereas what they're really saying now is, you wanna, you don't wanna. Oh my God, you wanna try this cake, it's so good. Or, you don't wanna go to that restaurant, it's too expensive, and the food, it's not that great, right? So it changes very quickly. And the same applies to the classroom. So what would you say to praise your students' work? Our high school teachers here might say, very good, all the time. What else could we say?
With that accent, very good, very good.
Yes.
Without saying
Exactly.
very good.
Yeah, very good. That's right. And what else? What other stuff could we say to
Wonderful.
upgrade and
Wonderful.
update?
Incredible job.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. Yeah. Way to go, you guys. Nice going. Kudos. That kind of stuff. Or to scold
Excellent.
students instead of stop it, right? Say something like, you guys, come on, knock it
Knock it
off.
off.
Give it a
Knock it
rest.
off.
Or to ask them to be quiet. I always tell teachers here, don't say, do you want to shut up? Okay. Say, hush, keep it down.
Keep it
Okay.
down.
So we've designed like a glossary of over 300 real English expressions with words like awesome work, with collocations, right? Instead of just saying much better, how about way better? Your work, your composition is way better than the last one. Or instead of it's very clear, crystal clear, right? Or for example, phrasal verbs, like instead of to finish today's class, to wrap up today's session. Or lexical phrases, instead of asking students, what do you think? Try and upgrade it and ask them, hey guys, what's your take on this issue? Or acronyms, which the students love, especially if they're bad words. Or sounds like, right? To say you're welcome, yeah? So this is like my personal crusade to overcome what I call the it's raining cats and dogs syndrome, right? That what we tend to do is waste our time and our students' precious time teaching and learning expressions that nobody ever really uses, like it's raining cats and dogs. I haven't heard that often every time I go to the States, okay? So you would say, oh my God, it's pouring down, but not it's raining cats and dogs, yeah? So that is what real English is. Any questions before we push forward to the next question, or any comments that you wanna throw in there?
Yeah, when you've given this presentation to other professors, what was their reaction in other countries?
Oh my God, Jaime, I've given like courses on this in like 15 different countries. And for many people, it's like an eye-opener. In fact, I've been asked to give this kind of courses to university teachers as well, because we have a lot of economics professors, or I don't know, science who want to, or engineers who know the specialized language of the field, but they can't interact in their classrooms in a natural way, right? So it's very much, I think it's eye-opening, especially considering that this kind of language, it's oral, of course, it's oral especially,
Yeah.
but I've seen it used even in the big plenaries that I've seen in international conferences, which are top-notch in our field. They use these expressions all the time in their speech, right? And this is what makes it pop. That's another real English expression, yeah? It's what makes it pop. It's what makes a difference. It's what makes us sound more natural, yeah? So
Yeah.
very much in demand, Jaime, yeah, real
So,
English.
so that's why it's good to listen to the president of the USA when he's addressing, he uses cool words, and then that's new.
Exactly. And in fact, that's one possible way to get real English. Yeah, we're going to discuss others in the final question. Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you for that, Jaime. Now let's see if I can convince you of why we need to learn real English. I'm going to throw in there 6 main reasons. First, because it's our responsibility as English teachers, we need to be up to speed. You know, here in Spain, we have like un concurso oposición that we study for to become a teacher. And many teachers, once they pass the oposición, they forget about updating themselves. Yeah, and it's such a shame. We constantly have to be training and updating and improving to be up to speed with language change. Secondly, because I see this very often in my own classes, if we constantly use real English expressions, our students will not only understand them, they will also start using them. It will be a part not only of their receptive, but of their productive vocabulary. You see little kids, if the teacher says, hush, hush, you'll soon see the little kids going, hush, hush, to themselves. Also, because once they're learned, they become automatic. We pull them out without realizing, and this increases our fluency. And as I was saying before, if we're going to invest our precious time, and you know, like I do, that we have very little time, we want to make sure it's to learn expressions that we actually use, not expressions that are stilted or obsolete. It'll also enhance our naturalness, right? Our native-like quality. If we go abroad, people will not look at us funny, right? If we use these expressions. And finally, in pragmatic terms, because examiners for Cambridge or Trinity or the official language exams that you might have in your countries are also bearing in mind these words, right? If they hear them in the oral exam, it'll be a plus to get more points, yeah? So I hope to have convinced you as to why we should be up to date with real English. And now I ask you, for whom do you think that real English is particularly important? Do you think native speakers need to make an effort to be up to date with real English? Like native speakers, I don't know, like Raj, for example, who's in Canada. Do you think they need, do you think you need to be up to date with real English? Do you need to make an effort to be up to date with it?
I think so.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, that's because you're such a professional, Raj.
Well, I think if we're going to be the leaders and we are offering that, then it's important that we look at what is important to pass on.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. You know, if you live in a country like Canada or the States or in England, you get a lot of access to real English, yeah? And that's wonderful. You've got it on TV, you've got it in the newspaper, you've got it online, you hear it in the street. That's wonderful. But what about for us non-native speakers? Like in Spain, we dub everything. We don't get much English, right? Because we live in a foreign language context. So we don't have exposure to English outside the class because movies are dubbed, series are dubbed. If the president of the United States, as Jaime was saying, comes on the news, he's dubbed into Spanish. So we don't hear much English. Also here, I don't know if it's also the case there, we have methodological deficiencies. We still teach by what I call bulimic learning because it's very teacher fronted, right? The teacher goes and lectures and students just sit there and they take notes and memorize and regurgitate in an exam, yeah? And then they forget about everything. And here we also have linguistic deficiencies. As I was saying, Spain is normally, when you have like a Eurobarometer, Spain with the UK is at the bottom of the list, yeah? So it's especially relevant for us non-native speakers in countries like Spain, where we don't get a lot of access to English, yeah? We have to go the extra mile. That's another real English expression. Go the extra mile, make the extra effort. So how do you think we can keep up to date with real English? Do you think that textbooks, grammars, dictionaries, or language corpora are going to do the trick? What would you say? No, why not, Heidi?
Because they are supposed to teach the standard English, the English that everyone receives. I don't know, but if you want to learn the real English, I guess is movies. Yes, I usually watch Netflix movies, but I start reading. Sometimes I put on the subtitles, and then I raise them. But then I want to understand, and I understand almost nothing because they are using new words, new expressions that I've never heard of. So I don't think I guess books don't publish them because they are constantly changing.
Beautiful. That's exactly it. They just, you know, they're published and they can't reflect how quickly the language changes. Yeah.
Yes.
And Jaime, that, you know, what you were saying, I remember one of my students also said, he said, Marisa, I don't understand the sitcoms. And that's because there's so much real English in them, right? Wonderful. So yeah, movies are a great way to go. What other suggestions do you guys have to keep up to date with real English? What do you think? Just off the top of your heads, what would you say? And what other ways can we try and stay updated?
Anyone?
Hello, morning.
Hello, Santi.
Hello, Jaime. Great to be here with you after a long period of being sick.
Okay.
I got COVID, but now I feel much better. Okay.
Thank God. Thank God, Santi, you're back.
Yeah, thanks God, Jaime, not to be ready to help. Well, thank you so much, yes, to this group of people you have here. And something that I want to tell you is that we can Okay, as teachers, all right, we have different kind of things that we can do in order to be updated, right? Especially with the media, with technology, that we can, okay, watch some videos, right? As you said, Jaime, but also we have to tell or to motivate our students, you know, to be connected with that. And they are, no, because they were born with technology, right? So they like to listen to music, especially in English, and they learn a lot of phrases, right? So that's why we as teachers, we have to listen to different kind of things in order to be with their generation. All right? Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Santi, and I'm delighted to hear that you're feeling better.
That we can, okay.
And I think Luis also raised his hand, yeah?
Yes, basically Santi touched a topic that something that I wanted to say, and is that we need to know what our students like, even though we don't like it, we may not like it. We need to know what our students like, because that's how we can make connections with in between what they like and English. Because what we can tell them is, okay, you don't like this, look for something that you like, because there are many examples of that in English. And for example, right now there is this social network called TikTok. I don't know if it's a social network or not. I'm just calling it. And there are so many videos of teachers. They upload videos, and they give mini lessons, and they're wonderful. In just 1 minute, they tell you, okay, this is, that's it. All right. And then, of course, it's random. It's a little bit of random teaching, but it's still quality teaching. And especially, it's something that our students like, because many of them are visual learners. So they are connecting with these videos to English. I mean, it's something wonderful. So one thing that I tell my students, okay, don't you think that you can only learn English in this class? There are many other ways to learn English, but you have to be creative in that. You have to go for it. You have to look for those many possibilities that are out there for you, but it's something that you have to do. It's not something that I can do for you. It is your life. It is your life. It's something that you have to decide. You have to do your own learning. In other words, you have to decide what you want to learn beyond what we learn in class.
Wow, you are an exceptional teacher, Luis. That is wonderful indeed. I mean, and social media, exactly. And it's just the internet. We have such a wealth of opportunities to connect to the students, to motivate them, to, you know, ensure they're listening to English, doing whatever they like. If they like makeup tutorials, so be it. If they like just watch something about cars, wonderful. And TikTok is a great resource. It's really popular here in Spain as well. Thank you so much, Luis. Miriam, I think you, yes, Jaime.
Sorry, Marisa. By the way, have you produced any TikTok video? Not yet.
I myself have not, but I'm right now I'm coordinating a project called the ADIBE project on attention to diversity in bilingual education. And we're going to ask teachers to record TikTok videos with a tip, a suggestion, a recommendation that works in their classroom to cater for diversity. So when we do that, I will launch it right over to Peru and Ecuador, because we would be delighted to have you participate, and there will be prizes. So
Thank you.
TikTok is a great way to go.
Miriam, go on.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I mean, I love the media. I mean, I love.
Miriam, sorry, we can't hear you very well.
Oh my God, what happened?
Are you using headphones?
Yes, I am.
Disconnect, then maybe that's the reason.
Oh no. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, now,
yes,
now
a
it's
little
better.
bit better now. Yes.
Okay, well, I was just going to say, yeah, it's great to learn from our kids, to be updated with the new trends, and to help or kind of like just help our kids with what they
like to use, but it's also good to push them a little. For example, one of the things I like doing is make my kids read the newspaper. And if it's not about like, it depends on what they like to read. If they want to read about sports, that's fantastic. If they want, but the newspaper has so much information, updated vocabulary, that I feel is a basic necessity to push them a little bit to do that, to read the news. Okay.
I couldn't agree more, Medium. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm also a huge fan of pushing our students to read, even what I call, you know, airport literature or beach literature. You don't have to get them to read, you know, Steinbeck. You can just tell them, you know, grab a bestseller that motivates you, right? Because you're going to have a ton of updated English in there, right? And many of these bestsellers have then been turned into movies, right? I don't know, like The Devil Wears Prada, right? With Meryl Streep. And so you can actually even compare both versions. That's a beautiful, beautiful source. Thank you so much. Any other, you're mentioning all the ones that I was going to put up on screen. So it's wonderful. Any other suggestions on how you think we can be up to date ourselves and encourage our students also to be up to date with real English?
Yes, Marisa. Okay, another activity that I do with my students is I tell them, okay, to watch, or maybe to read or something like that, and then to find out, okay, the new language in the article, in the video, and they have to write them down in the books and report them the next day in class. So in that case, imagine we have a bunch of different words, and you know what? I learn from them. Yes, the teacher learned, because sometimes, you know, we have families, right? We have to cook, and we don't have plenty of time to do that. And that is something positive for me, right? Yes, to learn from my students, and they share. Yes.
Absolutely. What a beautiful way to go. As I was saying before, Santi, I myself learn, especially from my nieces, every time I see them, because they go to American schools in Belgium. And when they come in the summer, they say, Tita, you know, here's all the updated English expressions, right? And they fill me in. And I think that's a great way to go. Absolutely. And I loved what you said, Santi, because raising awareness of these chunks, of these expressions explicitly, is going to be like moving on the fast track. It's going to help them acquire them more quickly, right? You're maximizing that exposure and raising their awareness. It's a wonderful way to go. Absolutely.
And we are teaching them to be responsible, right? Yes, as you said, okay. Just responsible in the classroom, okay, to learn English, or maybe other kind of responsibilities, right? Yeah. Because we are creating new citizens for our country.
That's it. We are honing, like Luis was saying as well, we're making them be autonomous, which is una habilidad blanda, a soft skill, as we say, that is absolutely crucial for our future citizens in the 21st century.
Right. They need to take some decisions in the future when they become professional, right? So the teacher is not going to be behind them, right? Yes.
Exactly so. Decision-making, responsibility, creativity, autonomy, crucial competencies. Yep.
And something else, Marisa, I like what Santi is doing, because that reinforces self-confidence of the students, because they understand, they see that the teacher is not the only one who knows, but they also know some things that the teacher doesn't know. So they feel, wow, I taught my teacher something he didn't know.
Exactly.
That is very important, that we need to stop doing, because parents, students think that because you are a teacher, you know everything. You are the authority in the classroom and you have to tell them what to do. I think we need to stop that kind of way of thinking, right? So as Jaime said.
Absolutely. Make students feel like they have a contribution to make. We're always, and here in Spain, we're used to, being like the donors of knowledge. We need to step back also and let the student take center stage and take responsibility for the learning process. Absolutely. How lovely, how lovely. I think you've mentioned everything practically that I wanted to say. Let me, run this by you. Hang on. Here we go. Obviously, going abroad is also a wonderful way of staying up to speed with real English. Unfortunately, due to the COVID situation, that's slightly harder now, but let's hope things get back to normal, knock on wood, in the not too distant future. And what I always like to do also is get my students together with native speakers. Well, I mean, obviously, if we have a friend who's a native speaker, it's wonderful to, be in touch. Pero ojo, because that person, if that person has been living in Spain or in Peru for 14 years, maybe they're not up to date with the language anyway, right? You need to be in constant touch with your home language and country. But what I did like to do was get my students to talk either through coffee and talk sessions, as I call them, face-to-face, or through telecollaboration. Like I got them to carry out activities with students in Texas, at a university in Texas. So they were in constant touch with native speakers and they started picking up real English expressions, right? So that was lovely to see. As Jaime has mentioned, and I think it was Santi as well, songs and sitcoms and TV series and movies. We've also alluded to the internet and YouTube, like TikTok, as Luis was mentioning, social networks. Like I love the Today Show on NBC, so I follow all the anchors on Instagram, and I love the kind of language that they use, and I get real English every day. I also post, as I said, a real English expression on Twitter, so feel free to post your real English expressions and I'll gladly retweet you for my students. All types of literature, as we were saying before, newspapers or books like The Devil Wears Prada, as we mentioned. And as Santi also highlighted, awareness raising through explicit activities where they have to pick out those expressions, right? So we have a series of different ways. Today, we're going to be focusing on this one here, the awareness raising and explicit activities. And I'm going to be sharing with you a few activities from the book. By the way, if anyone is interested in this book that we've published with activities on real English, just shoot me an email. That's another real English expression right there. Shoot me an email and I'll be happy to send you a copy, okay, of the ebook. So
okay,
in the book,
thanks a lot, Marixa.
My pleasure, Jaime, my pleasure. The book includes activities on types of chunks like phrasal verbs or idiomatic expressions or collocations. Also on functions like catching your students' attention, praising your students, checking for understanding, and activities for different levels. We have lovely little activities for the wee little ones in infant education up until university, right, which are more academic. So this being said, what do you think? Well, from what I see, you guys rock real English from what I've been able to see. But would you say would you say there's any area that you need to brush up on in terms of real English or not? Or do you feel comfortable with the recency of your language, with how up to date you are in this sense? What do you think?
Anyone?
Well, in my case, I don't really think that my English is fully updated, but I try to do it by listening to the radio, for example. So I listen to I don't know if you know Voice of America, which is something I think it's a system connected to the government, but well, to the US government, but it's real English anyways. So it's not like the English that you would listen to in the streets, or that you can catch in the streets. But it's still good English, and since I am in tertiary education, in the tertiary level, it's kind of the English that I need my students to speak. So in my case, I think it is okay. I'm also listening to the BBC because I want I also like to tell them about the difference. They believe that English is the same everywhere. It's not the same. Australian English is different from Canadian English and from the English that you can find in New Zealand, for example, which is really close country to Australia. So I like to talk about those differences because I like my students to understand that it's not only that they are learning a language, but they are also learning the culture that is connected to that English, which is in every case, it's like, wow, it's a whole realm, a whole country, a whole region that is ahead for them to discover. And I like them to be, that I want them to see that there is a lot for them to explore and to learn. So it's because of that I try to update my English as much as I can. It's really difficult because as you mentioned, when we live in a country where English is not spoken, it's not even a second language, it's really difficult. But we have to look for those opportunities if we are in this field, right?
Absolutely. Wow, you are the perfect ELF practitioner, Luis, because English as a lingua franca means familiarizing them with the different varieties of English there are. So we overcome that accent snobbery, right? In terms of RP. Wonderful. Yeah, it sounds to me like you guys are top notch in terms of real English, huh? Absolutely. Nevertheless, we're going to carry out 3 activities. I thought we could maybe focus on 3, see how we're doing in terms of time. One on collocations, one on fixed expressions, one on idiomatic expressions, which I am certain you will pass with flying colors. That's another real English expression right there. Yeah. So I thought we could begin with collocations. Now on the chat, I'm going to share with you a link where you can download the information pack with the activities that I've prepared. But first, let me ask you, what are collocations? Can you share that with us? How would you define collocations? Does that ring a bell for you? That
yeah,
word?
it does. It does. Anyone, please?
Is like when you want to explain why we say Merry Christmas and not Happy Christmas, and why we say Happy New Year and not Merry New Year.
Exactly.
Great.
Beautiful.
Luis, as kindergarten teachers do, Luis deserves a little star on his forehead.
Absolutely. Or more than one, I think.
Okay, yeah.
On a roll. He's on a roll.
A sky then.
Yeah, exactly. It defines simply, it's like the marriage of words that tend to co-occur together all the time. Yeah. So I thought we could play tic-tac-toe, right? Or noughts and crosses in British. Yeah. Tres en raya. With this, hang on. Let me stop sharing. Let me see if I can. Let me first of all share with you on the chat. Let me see. If you click on this link, you should be able to access the info pack that I've prepared. Let me know if that is the case. It should look, let's see if I have it over here.
Yeah, we can get it.
Yes, you have it? Okay, lovely.
Yeah.
Let me share it with you on screen, nevertheless. So you have like the 3 activities that I would like to do with you today. Let me see. Yeah, and the first one, yeah. So it looks like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
The first one is this one, collocations. So instead of saying, very good or very clear, yeah, or that's very discouraging. Let's see if we can spice up the English, make it more, jazz it up, as we say in real English. And I would like you simply to fill in the blanks with a word that acts as a collocation to intensify that expression, right? Like we saw one before. Instead of very clear, it would be crystal clear. Yeah. So something that intensifies. Now I was thinking maybe, how do you feel about this? Do you want me to split you up for 5 minutes into 2 groups and then we can play tic-tac-toe, tres en raya? Yeah. How many people are we? I'm going to try, let me see. I'm going to try and simply set up. Let's see.
We got 10 people. If you could make maybe 3 groups, but one of those, what group should stay here so people in Facebook live can listen to what we are doing?
Oh, but I don't know how you do that, Jaime. If not, I could leave you. Yeah.
Okay, I'll try to do it.
Okay, it would need to be 2 groups because it's tres en raya, so we need 2 groups. Yeah, one will be the knots, the other will be the crosses.
So in each group there should be maybe 4, and leave 2 people here. 4, yeah.
Or how about this, Jaime? Just create one group. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you can pick like the people for the group so that the rest stays here. Yeah.
Okay. 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 That's a good idea.
Yeah. So one group kind of stays here and the other goes and discusses. Yeah.
Yeah. Keep on talking and I'll try to do it.
Okay. So the idea is simply to fill in the gaps in 5 minutes. I don't think you're going to need more. And then we'll play strategically to see who wins.
Okay. So, yeah, I've already created a group.
Okay.
Okay. So please, Gloria, Luis Bermudez, Marisa, Micaela, please go to your group and the other people will stay here. Okay, thank you, Luis, Gloria.
I'll actually be moving around, Jaime, from one group to another.
Yeah, I'll stay here.
Okay, perfect.
Oh. So they need another one. Wait. Okay, Marisa must be coming. Let's wait for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's back. Sorry, I sent you and I brought you back.
No problem.
Your microphone. Okay. So
Yes,
maybe
perfect.
you can explain here and
Yes.
so they
And then
start
I'll go back.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, perfect. No, here, all you have to do is fill in the gaps for the first activity with the words that are in the box. Yeah. And then we'll play tres en raya, tic-tac-toe, to see which group gets all the correct answers. All right. So simply words that you would use to intensify the expressions that you have in each of the sentences. Like instead of very clear, crystal clear. Yeah, that's one example that we saw before.
Okay, did you get it, Raj, Roxana, Katia, and Santi?
I have it on my computer.
Yes.
Wonderful.
And when it says I am blank, open to a suggestion, right? That's where you put in something.
Exactly. The words that are in the box at the top.
And you pick from the words. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So can anybody share it, please?
Like, for instance, I'm totally open to any suggestion.
Think about, because it's true that there are several that work in different gaps, but there's always one that works just slightly better. So totally open it can work, but there's one where totally works even better than this one. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you think about it as I zoom into the other group. Okay. I'll be right back.
All right. Roxy, could you share the document so people in Facebook can see what we are doing?
So
Roxy, can
go ahead.
Can you, Roxy? Okay. I feel like a student. I feel like if I were a student.
I know, me too. I could also go with
knowing and understanding nothing.
Just because of technology, Jaime. That is something that, yeah, that's what frightens me.
It's because of technology. It's because of not knowing the answer. It's because of feeling challenged. Everything. Okay.
Yes.
Now I have to do something else.
Okay, there is the. Okay, people can see it now.
Okay, so I said I am
way open or wide open?
A wide open was something else.
Okay.
I think it's way better for number 6.
Gonna get a glass of water, please.
And we have here before the thing crystal.
Crystal clear.
Crystal clear, yes.
Crystal better.
Yeah.
I know, crystal clear.
What did we say for number 2 right now? This is a
burning issue. Burning.
Let's try burning. Okay.
Yeah.
Burning issues. Hot topic.
Topic.
Hot.
What topic is what I would put, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty
Yes,
good.
pretty good.
Crystal clear.
You can do way better than that.
Wait.
Way better.
Wait.
I can't say that about myself right now.
Then we can.
Yeah.
I'm totally on board with your
Totally.
question. Totally on board with your question. Yeah.
Totally. The last one, I'm afraid.
So guys, how do you feel being tested?
That's why you went for the glass of water.
Yes, and I'll go for a piece of cake now.
Burning totally. We have missing crazy.
I am.
Bitterly, no? We can use crazy and either bitterly.
It doesn't sound right. Hey, bitterly discouraging.
I don't know.
Pretty discouraging.
Number?
We've
Bitterly.
used it before.
8.
Number 8. I'm afraid your results of the exam are?
Bitterly.
We said bitterly or pretty discouraging.
Pretty?
Yeah, pretty discouraging. We say that in Canada. That's pretty discouraging.
Okay, so that is the answer.
No, but I'm just saying it
Good.
would be
Really
bitterly
good.
discouraging too.
Well,
Bitterly good.
if they ask us why we wrote that, we will say because in Canada they
I'm
say.
Canadians.
But if we use pretty there, what about number 4? We're going to use bitterly good. Sounds
So
better.
the other
Pretty
group,
good. Pretty good.
Okay. Stop
other
sharing
group-
your screen because the other group is going to come back in and you're sharing your wonderful solutions with everybody.
okay, hide it,
We
hide it.
wanted the Facebook
Hide
people
it.
to know.
Stop sharing. Stop sharing.
No, the
Stop
Facebook
sharing.
people need to know what's happening.
Okay,
It's gone.
but
There we
then
go.
they will show. Okay.
Okay, awesome work, you guys. So awesome. Okay, so we've got group 1 and group 2. Group 1 was the group where I was initially with Luis and company. So tell me, what color do you feel like? Group 1, green, red. What color do you feel like?
Red.
Red? Okay. Okay, so group 1, off you go. Pick one strategically and then tell us the answer, please. Where do you want to start? Group 1? Group 1 will be the red color and group 2 will be green, verde esperanza. Okay. So group 1, where do you want to start? With what word for the collocation?
Group 1 is breakout room or the one that
Yes.
was out
Group
here?
Breakout
1 is
room,
the
the
breakout
breakout
room,
room.
which was Luis and Micaela and Miriam.
Now
Okay,
this
can
sounds
I
like a real.
start?
Now this sounds like a real student class.
It does indeed. So where do you want to start,
Okay.
guys? With which
I'll
one?
I'll start. Ready?
Miriam,
So I
with which
choose
one?
crystal, right?
With Crystal? Yeah.
Crystal clear.
Crystal clear.
Yes, very good. Point for group 1. Over to you, group 2. Which one do you want to guess now? Tell us. Remember, the objective is conseguir las 3 en raya, okay? So think strategically.
Ah.
Yeah? Which one? Group 2. So Jaime's group. Which one do you want to pick?
Well, actually, it's
Why?
Roxana's
Why?
and Raj.
Why?
Wide.
Why?
I was in
Why?
the
Okay.
kitchen.
So which one was this?
Wide open.
Wide open.
Wide open. Congrats. Awesome work. Point for group 2. Group 1, back to you. What do you choose?
Burning, burning,
Burning. What was this, Luis?
burning issue.
A burning issue, un tema candente in the field. Way to go.
The elections
Great
in
stuff.
Peru.
Oh yeah, I hear. So
Yeah.
I hear. I follow you guys on Facebook. I know the situation. Group 2, the green group. Which one would you like to choose now? I would say
Way.
Roxana, very good.
Yeah,
what's
we
that?
needed to get that one. That's right.
Yeah.
To get that row.
That
So
was,
what would it be?
what was the answer for way? Oh,
I don't have the questions up in front of me now.
We should have a buzzer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should have a buzzer.
We got it.
Somebody has the answer, please, group.
Way better.
Way better. Very good. Instead of much better, way better. Awesome. Great stuff. Red group, group 1, back to you. Which one do you choose? If I were you, I would go for this one.
Crazy.
Yes. What was that?
Crazy.
The answer was?
Crazy good.
Crazy good.
Crazy good. Yes. Crazy good presentation, you guys. Way to go. Awesome. Okay, group 2, back to you. Which one are you going to go for now?
Hot,
Hot. What would that be?
hot topic.
Exactly, a hot topic, right? That means like a burning issue, a very trendy topic. Wonderful work. Kudos. Group 1, and it's again over to you. Which one do you choose?
Pretty.
Are you sure?
No.
No, I am
No,
not.
Marie, totally.
Yes, totally. What would this be?
Totally on board.
Totally on board. Very good. That means I completely agree. I'm totally on board with your idea. Okay, wonderful. Group 2, we have pretty and bitterly. Which one are you going to choose? Group 2?
Group two.
Raj, remember
But pretty.
the expression in
pretty.
Canada, pretty.
That's right. Question.
Bitterly.
So
No,
bitterly,
bitterly.
you want bitterly? So
Bitterly.
which one?
Bitterly.
Okay, wonderful.
Now,
So
what's
bitterly,
the
Gloria,
answer?
what would that be? I am
Bitterly disappointed.
bitterly disappointed. Very good. Totalmente decepcionado. Awesome. And group 1, back to you. Give me pretty. That was pretty.
Discouraging.
Yes, pretty discouraging. Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know what this
My
means, right?
performance, my
Group 1 and
performance
group
today.
2. You know what
Good
this
time.
means. It means you're both too good to lose. Yeah. So congratulations. Well done.
I love it when there's no winners and losers.
There you go. You're just
We
too
tried,
good
we
for
tried.
that. You're
Nobody
crazy
wins,
good.
nobody loses.
That's
was
why
crazy good. Yeah.
that's why I
Thank you.
didn't want to participate. Not to
You
be
are
a loser
crazy
or a
good.
winner.
Jaime was going for water and cake.
Yeah. Good call. Good call. Wonderful first activity, you guys. We're going to push forward to the second one. I think maybe we can correct this one together. This one is on fixed expressions. You've got it in the, I hope you have do you have the activity that I shared before in the link? Yeah, you have it in front of you. This is a correction activity. So what I want to raise awareness of here is that if we change just one word of these chunks, they no longer work, right? They sound weird. They're not the expression, right? So these are fixed expressions. And here you have to identify the word that is incorrect. So, and what we would use this expression for. So it's not, it's up with you. What would the correct expression be, guys?
It's up to you.
It's up to you, exactly. Tú decides, when we want to make, our students make a choice or a decision. And another real English expression that I love for this is it's your call. Okay, so it's your call. Yeah, medium, go ahead, please.
Can you hear me? Remember, I'm having difficulty.
Yes, we can hear you
microphone.
perfectly now.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that's great. You use Spanish. That's great. In our schools, it's like, for me, in my case, it's difficult not to, I mean, we can't use that. That's interesting. How does that work better with the kids? With those equivalencies?
No, actually here, let's see, here we try to avoid Spanish as well. Yeah. I mean, in this activity that I drew up, since it's normally for teachers, we can use Spanish, but normally medium, we also try to avoid. We use the L1 simply as a scaffolding technique with very strategically, purposefully, you know, when we need to clarify something that has not been understood for the content, or when there are instructions that have not really been clear. But indeed, we try and avoid Spanish in the bilingual classrooms as much as possible. So I think we're on the same boat as you are.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, you know, it's up to you. It's your call, whatever. These are nice expressions that we can use. What about this next one? What is the incorrect word? Hold the thought. What would be the right expression?
Hold out though. Hold out though.
Hold that thought.
Exactly. Hold that thought. Yeah, that basically means hang on a second. Yeah. When you want to get your students, like, imagine you're in the middle of explaining something. They ask a question. You say, yeah, wait, hold that thought. We'll come back to that in a second. Okay. So hang on a sec. That's another one. Hold that thought. Hang on a sec. Lovely. What about this next one? Whoops. Yeah. So telling them, you know, está tranquilo. It's not have your time. There's no hurry. It's.
For me, there is no hurry, so take your time.
Exactly. Take your time. Very good. Tómate el tiempo que necesite, right? For example, when getting them to think after you pose a question, take your time. Take your time. No hurry. What about this next one? Sorry, I didn't take that. Could you repeat it, please? It's not I didn't take that. It's
I didn't get that.
Exactly. I didn't get that. No lo he entendido. Very good. What about this next one? To catch students' attention, what would you say? Eyes
On me.
Ears to me.
Eyes on me.
Eyes on me.
Eyes on me. Exactly. Hang on. This is not working because I just admitted someone. 1 sec. There we go. Eyes on me, people, right? To catch their attention. Come on. Eyes on me. For little ones, it's 1, 2, 3. Eyes on me, right? And what about this next one? Don't worry. I'm all into it, which would basically mean estoy en ello, okay? I'm doing it. But it's not I'm all into it. It's, this one's a little bit trickier. What would you say?
I'm all for it.
I mean.
Yeah, I'm all for it means estoy de acuerdo. That would also work. In this case, to say estoy en ello, estoy haciéndolo, it would be I'm all over
into
it.
that.
Or I'm on it. Okay, both work. I'm all over it or I'm on it. Okay, so give me a second. Yeah, if you're working on an assignment or whatever. Yeah, hang on a sec. I'm gonna check this out. I'm on it. You know, so wait for a minute. Very good. How about this one? ¿Te va bien? Does that function for you? We don't say does that function. We say does that.
What is a function? What is a function?
Does that work for you?
Yes, exactly. It means te viene bien. For example, to have an office hour with a student. So I'm free at 9:30. Does that work for you? Yeah.
It does. It does.
Good. And then this next one.
Starting the dialogue.
So natural, Jaime. So natural.
Yeah.
How about this one? To ask them to, you know, bajar la voz.
Turn it down, please. No.
Yes, turn it down. That would be like the volume, or also keep it down. Could you keep it down, please? Yeah. Bajar la voz, por favor. Keep it down. And then this one, the last two are for when you haven't caught something. Instead of saying, teacher, can you repeat? Something like, sorry.
Repeat. Can you repeat?
Repeat. That's very Spanish. Yeah. So what would you say? Sorry?
Could you say that again? Too long.
Okay, but you can
What
only
is that
change
again?
one.
Wow, okay.
What is that again?
Yes, exactly. What was that again? Exactly. Very good. And this one's really American. Instead of go again, we say
Come again.
Yes, very good, you guys. Awesome work. Okay, so you see, just changing one word totally destroys the expression. It doesn't work. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. And we're gonna do one more. Jaime, how are we doing in terms of time? Tell me.
Don't worry, we got the whole world for you.
What a wonderful
Completely
answer.
agree with him.
I'm totally on board with Jaime. Yes,
Please.
very good. Okay, so let's do one more, guys, with matching idiomatic expressions. Here you have a series of expressions on the left, and you have to match them with what they mean on the right. Do you want to do breakout rooms again, maybe, and take 5 minutes to work in them in groups, or do you want to do them together? It's up to you. It's your call. Yeah, tell me, what do you prefer?
The groups.
Okay, so Jaime, could you please break us down into 2 groups? Yeah?
Okay, okay.
And then one of us can stay here and the other one, and I'll be going back and forth.
Okay. Okay, please go. Gloria, Luis, Marisa, Micaela, Miriam again. Okay, and Roxy, could you share your screen again?
Sure.
You are the techie student in this class.
Love it. I love it.
Okay, we'll try.
Now I understand how our students feel when we do things that we know the answers.
Okay, here we are.
Okay, thanks.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, please,
You're right.
okay, do your work, please.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not quite centered.
All the charts.
Chart. How does this work?
Okay, I got it now.
Got it? Okay, let's see.
So could you say something, please? Number 1 is leather.
Okay, let's see.
We're into that.
I have to fit it on my screen.
Yeah,
to-
because-
Eyes, not eyes on me, but eyes on the screen.
We are in the student's shoes.
Yes.
Stars out of this world. So are we to match these ones? Is that what?
Yes, we
Yeah.
are supposed to do that
Okay, off the charts.
quickly before the teacher comes back.
Okay.
So why don't you write the answers, Roxy?
I think, yeah, but at first we have to get the answer. I think this one is the, I don't know about, get a move on, it means hurry up.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
okay to me.
Yes.
No?
Yeah.
Not gonna fly.
That could be.
Not gonna fly, let me.
You're completely.
Fire away. Start asking questions.
We're trying to. Okay,
No?
okay.
Where are you?
Cut to the chase.
Wow.
Okay, now you understand how your students feel.
Yeah. And yes, Jaime, this is really true for us. Sometimes we teach English for many years, but the same thing, no? From the
Yeah.
textbooks. But I think we need to be updated.
Of course.
Right, yeah, right. Imagine this exercise.
So please, no, only one answer. I'm worried about you guys.
Yeah, me too. Tell me about it.
We have
Roxy,
to,
you are supposed to be the leader, Roxy.
okay, we have to. Give me a shout, let me know. No?
Okay, don't worry if we make mistakes. That's the
Yeah,
idea.
yes.
It sounds like it rings a bell. Okay.
Cut to the, oh, see,
Sorry.
Number one is not letter L. It's
Number
starting
one is letter L. Number
don't know,
one
it
is
looks-
letter L.
Okay, let's go for that.
Extraordinary, out of the norm, beyond expectation, top of the line.
Of the chart.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, could be. Please.
Could be.
Okay.
Off the
Not gonna
chart.
fly. Not gonna fly.
Not gonna fly.
Kudos to you is not congrats. Well done.
No, not gonna fly means this is not gonna work.
No, kudos to you. Congrats. Well done. No.
Congrats. It sounds like that. No?
Yeah. Okay. Let's make mistakes on purpose, Roxy.
No.
You wanna be a
We don't
winner,
want to
right?
win. We don't want to. We don't want always to win. No. You're completely
Focus on
right.
what's important and get
Not
to the.
gonna fly.
Oh,
You're
not
completely-
gonna fly. Maybe focus on what's important. Get to the point.
What is this one? And focus on what is important. Get to the point. Okay. Letter F. Let's
We
find
can
it.
go with that.
Mhm.
Number 10 with letter D.
You are on a roll. You are on the fire. Letter D.
Yeah, D, desk. You're having a great streak of success. No?
Okay.
Yeah.
No idea. Let's try. I'm not sure.
Adri Morales in Facebook is helping us. 1L, 5G, 6J, 7I, 8F.
7J. Okay.
I, 7I.
8F. That is what Adri Morales is saying.
Just my 2 cents.
What about 3? Could it be B?
Number 2 is letter C, according to Rich Jude Kumar Ramirez in Germany.
Not going to go over the work in a given space. Do you want me to change it? See?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Hurry up before the teacher comes back.
Mom, Jaime, we are nervous.
That's the idea, to feel just like the students feel, Santi.
Cut to the chase. What could be cut to the chase?
Cut the cheese. I know that. What
the
is cut the
chase.
cheese? Cut to the
Cut the
chase. not-
chase.
Cut to the
Cut
chase.
the cheese.
Maybe cut to
cut
the
to the
chase means
chase.
focus on what's important. Cut to the chase means focus on what's important. Get to the point.
That's letter
F.
F.
F. Okay, quickly, Roxy. Teacher is coming back.
Okay. It's done.
I think we've got 1 left, and we can just put in what's not there. 2 left. Adam.
Okay. Here's my 2 cents.
Up and Adam. What about up and Adam? You start asking questions.
Up and at them.
Letter J, no?
I can't see number 10 on my screen, so let me just see if I can move it up a little bit.
11 is K, according to Adri Morales.
Okay.
There you go. Okay.
3F.
We
We got it.
6. What about 6?
Adri Morales says F sounds better in 3 than in 8.
It's in number 3.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
have it.
it's in number 3.
We have it
okay.
in 3.
Okay,
We have it
okay.
in 3.
Fire away, work harder. No?
I think
So-
fire away to me would be start asking questions.
Asking questions.
I love the feeling we all have, not knowing.
Okay, fire away. Okay, fire away. Tell me what your questions are.
My question is why we are not
Tell
sure.
me what your questions. What letter is that one? Tell me. Please, if number 6 is letter
Oh, here comes the curveball.
Oh, we need a letter A. This is going to be tricky.
Far away. Far away. Far away.
I think that might.
Hey, and we're done in group
Letter
one.
A could be number 12.
We don't want to be winners again.
We will all be winners again.
Excuse me.
Okay, so how about let's finish up together. Let's see. Let's finish
Please.
up together.
Please, please.
And I'm going to go ahead and share the PowerPoint where we had left off. Wonderful. Okay. So off the charts, out of this world, the answer to that was?
What letter was
Anybody?
it?
L.
L.
L, very good. That's top of the line, out of the norm. Your work this semester is off the charts. Increíble, espectacular. Not gonna fly. What letter was that?
In Peru, we say ya no ya.
Yeah, no, yeah, I love it.
Letter C.
I love these translations. They're wonderful.
So
It
then,
was
so
C.
next workshop should be on the different ways we use Spanish in the
I
different
know,
Latin American.
it's so lovely. You know, I have a subject on real English, an entire subject in our master's degree on bilingual education. And we have students from Colombia and Ecuador and Peru and Brazil. And it's so wonderful to see the different ways we say this in Spanish and Portuguese. It's amazing, yeah?
Yeah.
Here we would say, no cuela, right? You could ask for an extension, but I don't think it's gonna fly, right? What about cut to the chase? What was this? What letter, guys?
Letter F. F.
Excellent, that's right. Get to the point, okay? Al grano, we say in Español de España, yeah? We don't have all day, please cut to the chase. What about this one? Come on, class, up and at 'em.
Letter J.
Letter J, anybody else have an option?
Letter E.
Letter E, that's right. It's like, let's go, hurry up, get busy. Venga, al lío, we would say in Spain, right? You've
I
got
knew
quite
the
a few
answer.
checks
I
to
knew the
raise.
answer.
So up and at 'em. Venga, vamos ya, hombre, al lío. What about this one? Kudos to you. What's that?
J. G.
G, very good. Congrats. Well done, right? Enhorabuena, bien hecho. You got the best grade in the class. Kudos to you. Fire
Kudos.
away, guys. Come on. What's this?
Hurry up.
No, hurry up. We already had. Fire away was? Start asking questions. Yeah, fire
Oh,
away,
yeah, it
right?
should. Yes, right.
Adelante. You have any questions? This is the time. Fire away, people.
I think that's what we said. Yeah.
Letter J.
Yeah, exactly. What about your way off base?
You're completely wrong.
Yep, that's correct. You're completely wrong. Te equivocas y por mucho, eh? Ni te has acercado, right? Is
Very
Nepal
good.
near Russia? No, you're way off base. And another possibility here is not by a long shot, okay? Like you're way off base. Get a move on, people. What's that?
H.
Hurry up.
Yes, hurry up. And
Yes,
another
hurry.
thing we say a lot is, come on, chop, guys, hurry up. Yeah, get a move on. Dao prisa. I'd like to finish before the end of the class. Get a move on. What about, I use this one a lot. Give me a shout when you're finished.
B. Let me know.
Give
Let
me
me
a shout.
know.
That's right. Let me know, right? Dímelo, ¿vale? Ya sabes dónde estoy. If you have any questions, give me a shout. When you're finished, avísame. Now to praise students, you're on a roll. You're on fire. What's this?
D. Letter D.
Letter D.
Yes, right? In Spain, we say, estás que te sale. Yeah? You got 5 consecutive answers already. You're on a roll. Yeah, you're on fire. Just my 2 cents. What was
Letter
that?
K.
Letter K.
Yes,
K.
that's only my opinion, right? Es solo mi opinión, right? I'd keep looking. That's just my 2 cents. And to warn students, here comes a curveball, people. What's that?
A.
On it?
Letter
Yes.
A.
This is gonna be a tricky question. Aquí viene una difícil. Here comes a curveball. What year was penicillin discovered? Yeah. And finally, come on, you guys, step up your game. Work harder, right? Spain, we would say, ponte la pila o dale caña. I expect a lot more from you. You're gonna have to step up your game, okay? Awesome stuff, you guys. Let's wrap it up. I wanted to also, although we're not gonna focus on phrasal verbs, by the way, do you guys like phrasal verbs?
Like?
Do you like them? Teaching them?
I like them, but I guess they don't like me.
Yeah, in general, we all hate phrasal verbs, don't we?
Yeah,
They're tricky, they're complicated.
We like them and we use
I
them.
wanted to bring to your attention that they are constantly popping up in real English. For example, before llenar el coche de gasolina, how would you say that in English?
Fill up the tank.
Fill up the tank. But now we say, I'm going to gas up. Ya está. With a phrasal verb, we have it. I'm going to gas up. Or for example, if you take a plane, we've all forgotten what it is to take a plane because of COVID. But before you would hear the stewardess say, please fasten your seatbelt. Now you will hear them saying, buckle up, please, right? New phrasal verb. Or for example, before you would tell your students, contact me via email if you have any questions. But now we say, reach out to me. Yeah. So phrasal verbs are popping up all the time. So we need to keep our eye on them, even if we don't like them at all, or they don't like us, as Jaime was saying. Okay. Okay. So guys, final review game. Let's see what you remember. Tell me, what sound do we make to say you're welcome in updated English? What was the sound? Very good. And to tell your students to be quiet, no le vamos a decir, do you want to shut up? Le vamos a decir, hush, hush. That's right.
Hush.
Which collocation would you say use to say está clarísimo? Not very clear.
Crystal
Clear.
Very good. Jaime.
I know all the answers, but I want other people to participate.
And which fixed expression would you employ to catch your students' attention? 1, 2, 3.
Eyes on me.
Eyes on me.
me.
Excellent. And to tell your students that it's their decision.
It's up to you.
It's up to you.
It's up to you.
It's up to you, or it's your call.
It's your call.
Good. And what idiomatic expression would you use to tell your students to hurry up? La acabamos de ver. Hurry up, hurry up.
Hurry up, hurry up.
Move on.
Yes, get a move on, or chop, chop.
Get a move on.
Chop, chop. Very good.
Chop, chop.
And how about to congratulate them, to say congratulations? We would say
Awesome.
Kudos.
That's awesome.
kudos.
Kudos to you.
Kudos to you. Crazy good question. Very good. To use a real English phrasal verb, let's wrap it up, shall we? Over this past hour and a half, I think it's been, oh my God, we've been looking at 4 main questions, which I hope to have answered. We've seen what real English is, why we should be learning it, for whom it's especially important, non-native speakers, and how we can keep up to date with it. And I hope that these 4 questions in conflation have allowed you to obtain a deeper insight into what real English is, and to realize that we have to be English watchers. We have to keep our eye on the ball and on how English is changing, right? So to finish, I have 3 questions for you. Have you learned, say, 5 useful expressions today to use in your class?
All of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to be maybe a little bit more aware now when you watch a movie to these real English expressions? So when you read something,
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
you can maybe
Yes, of
identify
course.
them a little bit more easily after this session?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so my work here is done. Yeah, if all 3 questions have a yes as an answer, yeah. So I encourage you with a real English expression to give it a shot, intentarlo, try it out, because real English is where the action is going to be at, right? So thank you so very much. It's been so lit to work with you, and I remain at your disposal now and in the future for whatever you may need. Yeah. Thank you so very much. Working with you has been the highlight of my week. So thank you. And if you have any further questions, I continue to be at your disposal.
Yes, thanks. Number one, thanks a lot, dear Marisa. Thank you for helping me to feel that I know nothing, that I am. No, it's beautiful, Marisa, that we teachers remember that we are human beings and we forget some things and we don't know some things and we ignore some things. So it's perfectly accepted by myself. So one more time, I would like to invite people to say a few words to you about your wonderful presentation. I like when a guest speaker makes me feel that I know, that I don't know, because that reminds me that I need to keep on studying. That reminds me that I need to travel.
That is the sign of a good teacher, Jaime.
Yes.
That we need to keep, and I hope your next trip will be to Spain. Yes?
It will, it will.
We are waiting for you with open arms.
And I'll go there with all my Peruvian accent and my Peruvian words.
And with your pride, of course.
Yes, with my pride. So anybody, please, who wants to say something to Marisa, feel free.
Okay, I will start. Well, thank you so much, Marisa. It was a pleasure, okay, to meet you, okay, online. And thank you, Jaime, for these events, different events, okay, that you have, okay, through YouTube, because that is another way to help teachers, no? Right? Not face to face, right? And the topic that you share with us, Marisa, okay, is awesome, incredible. Yes, right. As Jaime said, okay, solo sé que nada sé. No, I think that is the expression that we have.
In English, because I don't understand Spanish.
Right. And something that I realize is that we never stop learning, right? So even though we finish the university, you have a diploma, you have a certificate, blah, blah, blah. But, okay, through the different ways, okay, or the days, we learn. And what you said, okay, today, Marisa, okay, remind me, okay, my first trip to the United States. When I went, and I said, okay, I'm going to be good there. But when I went, okay, to the mall and I wanted to eat something, so wow, my God, that was incredible. I said, my God, I don't understand this person. So I told him to repeat it. You know how many times? 5 times.
You should have asked him, where did you learn English?
And you know, right? So that is very important, no? Essential for us to know the different kind of expressions that native speakers, okay, use, and the intonation, the linking sounds, right? That they put, okay, the words together and said, huh? What do you say? Here in class, we use, okay, the normal, okay, way to say the expression, not very fast, right? So students can understand us. But in the United States, it's different, right? So thank you very much, Marisa. And thank you to the other people here. It's a pleasure, okay, meeting you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Santi, and we'll see you in Chiclayo soon.
Yeah, yes, of course. Welcome to Chiclayo. Okay, yes,
Yeah.
welcome.
Thank you.
Thank
Anyone
you for your
else?
wonderful contribution, Santi. Thank you so much.
Anyone else, please? Yeah, Roxy in Lima.
Thank you. Thank you, Marisa, for this opportunity, especially for the last exercises in which we were on the same students' situation, feeling like we didn't know much and we are teachers. So this helped us to understand that collocations and phrasal verbs and these type of words are not that easy. And we have to be patient with our students learning. We have to facilitate them a lot how to learn. And more than that, I would say that we have to dosify this material, No, because if we overload our students and it would be overwhelming, and they would say that, no, it's too much for me. I don't want to learn this because I can't. So being aware of this situation makes me feel like I'm doing this. And I want to share something that, for example, I work with a group of students. There is in small groups of 6-8 students, no bigger than that. And we always have the word of the day. And each student bring a word. When they bring it, and then when they contribute to the class, for them it's much easier to remember and to dosify this. We have the collocation of the day. We have the phrasal verb of the day. And that we have one day in a week that nobody brings anything new, and we practice with all the words we have learned during the week. We need to create a space, a time for practicing with this, as you gave us today this opportunity. So thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you very much for your expertise. And I appreciate a lot all what you have shared with us today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Roxy.
Thank you so much, Roxy. And wonderful, wonderful suggestion. Always start small and then scale it up so we don't overwhelm. Beautiful.
Yeah. Something that you said, Roxana, is not only feeling that we don't know, but understanding that we don't know. And when we prepare an activity for our students, we think that it will be easy or they will be able to do it. But with this activity, we understand that what seems easy to us is not for them. So we need to be patient and understanding and everything else. Anyone else, please?
And let's not forget, okay, Jaime, that we need to ask our students to personalize. You know, so the phrasal verbs or the new words that they learn, okay, they have to be related to them. So in that case, they will remember. All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else, please? Raj in Canada.
Yeah, wanted to thank you for the presentation. It was very engaging and I learned a lot. And my only feedback would be is that for me, adjusting the technology to see how it fits on my screen, do all of that, that's where I was caught up and related more to the students who also would be juggling the technology. So paying attention to the quiz, paying attention to, can I see all the answers together? So it was a big challenge for me and I appreciated the challenge and also put me in the same position as the students and saying, I wonder how they will be experiencing all this. So more empathy and compassion for them as well. And for myself as a teacher. Thank you so much. It was amazing, lots of learning and kept me on my toes.
And that's a beautiful real English expression right there, Raj, to keep someone on their toes. Wonderful. Micaela and Miriam have also written something on the chat. Thank you so much to the both of you for your wonderful contributions today.
Anyone else before Marisa's final? I always made this mistake on purpose and unconsciously. Final words or last words? Anyone else wants to say something? Okay, so Marisa, everything has been said, and our appreciation, our love, admiration, esteem, everything, because I personally know all the great work you do in Europe, in Brazil, in the USA, everywhere you go, and I love your because you are a humble person in spite of everything you know and you do for many experts in all over the world. So I always say that we must say what we think about the other people when they are alive, not when they are dead. So that's why I wanted to say everything that I said today for you. So thank you very much, Marisa.
Thank you so much. Working with you has been a gift, as always. So huge thank you, and thank you for energizing my week. Now I'm starting my Monday, because for you it's early Sunday, we're finishing here. There's no better way to start my week than with this session with you. So a huge thank you, y aquí tenéis a una amiga y compañera para todo lo que podáis necesitar. I really hope we meet again. Thank you.
I'm coming to Spain.
Yeah, let
I
us
take
know
your
if you
word
come to
for it.
Ecuador. Let us know if you come to Ecuador.
I absolutely will. So our paths will meet again, either here or there.
That is Raj. That is Raj's expression. Our paths will meet again, right, Raj?
Yes, absolutely. Not just cross, but meet.
Because otherwise they will cross just.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm not crossing, I'm meeting.
And stay there for a while.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you so much. Please stay safe. Take lots of care, okay?
Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
well, I will say goodbye to Facebook Live and everyone, but please, Marisa, do not go. Stay there for a pisco sour, please. So thank you, everyone in Facebook Live, all the 700 people who were following you, and the 14 times this presentation was shared in other people's Facebook accounts. And I'm sure that during the week, a lot of people will watch the video and will learn from you. Thank you so much, Marisa, Raj in Canada, Roxy in Lima, Gloria in Lima, Peru, Gloria in Ecuador, along with Luis, Micaela in Peru, Santi in Chiclayo, Montes, I don't know where, Miriam in Peru too, Katia in Piura, and everyone else. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Have a nice
Bye.